Trevaline Davies was born on the 6th of September 1937 in the town of Llangollen, a settlement by the River Dee in Denbighshire in the north of Wales. There is very little information regarding her early life. However, she married Richard Evans in 1958, and the couple had a son, also named Richard, who went on to become a police sergeant. In the summer of 1990, 52-year-old Trevaline Evans owned Attic Antiques, a shop located on Church Street in Llangollen. She'd been an avid collector her entire life, making the opening of her shop a year prior in 1989 a lifelong dream come true. She was well known for purchasing items from locals, dealers and travellers who stopped by. By this time, Trevaline and her husband had also recently bought a holiday home in Rudlin, a coastal town located just over 30 miles north of Llangollen. Approaching mid-June of 1990, Richard Sr. and Trevaline spent time together at their holiday bungalow, renovating the property. Trevaline was upbeat and happy while undertaking various tasks during Monday the 11th and Tuesday the 12th of June. On Wednesday the 13th, Trevaline departed alone, returning to Llangollen as Richard, a maintenance engineer, continued working on the renovation work, with the couple's main goal being that the bungalow would later serve as their home once they retired. Saturday the 16th of June 1990 was a gloriously sunny day in the Welsh town. As per routine, Trevaline drove her blue Ford Escort to her shop on Church Street. She parked 200 yards away and opened Attic Antiques at 9:30 a.m. Approximately 25 customers visited the shop in the morning, and Trevaline seemed cheerful in her interactions with them. She was very much looking forward to a friend's party that evening, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. At approximately 12:40 p.m, not long after conversing with a friend, Trevaline left Attic Antiques, sticking a note on the shop door which said, "Back in 2 minutes." This was not an unusual occurrence, as Trevaline was known to leave such notes on the shop's door on occasion. On the high street at 1 p.m, Trevaline was witnessed purchasing a banana and an apple at a shop and was further seen crossing the road to Castle Street. For the next hour and a half, it's not known where Trevaline was or what she was doing. Customers patiently waited outside Attic Antiques, anticipating Trevaline's return. However, time ticked by with no sign of her. A few customers bought items on the stands outside the shop, leaving money by posting it through the letterbox in the door. A banana peel was found inside a bin located outside the shop, which could have been from the item Trevaline had purchased on the high street. However, it is unknown whether the peel was there prior to her shopping excursion. The last known sighting of Trevaline Evans was at 2:30 p.m, when a witness reported seeing her walking down Market Street, having presumably come from her home. She was walking in the direction of her shop. Just minutes later, a different witness reported a woman walking in the opposite direction who matched Trevaline's description. She was wandering by the Riverside Park, following the A5 road to Corwin. Another witness saw the woman exiting the park at 3:45 p.m, still going in the opposite direction of the shop on Park Avenue. The shop remained closed for the rest of the day, leaving customers and family bewildered by her out-of-character disappearance. Richard Evans repeatedly attempted to reach his wife by phone at their home, but received no answer each time. Concerned, he contacted a family friend and neighbour, asking them to check on the house and the welfare of Trevaline. When the friend called him back to inform Richard that Trevaline was not at home, his worry deepened, prompting him to request that the search be extended to Attic Antiques. Upon searching attic antiques at 6 p.m, Trevaline's makeup compact was found open on the counter, and her jacket, car keys and handbag, which contained several payment cards, lay untouched. Fruit and flowers, which she had planned to take home with her that evening, were also found undisturbed. Her Ford Escort was also still parked where she had left it that morning. Her husband, Richard, reported her as missing at 11 p.m. Police took statements from households in Llangollen and beyond, collecting over 330 statements. 1,500 names were checked, and furthermore, 685 cars were logged and eliminated from police inquiries. Checking her bank account, investigators found that there were no new transactions, and the account has lain dormant ever since. Search teams meticulously examined the mine shafts, caves, River Dee and Llangollen Canal. Missing posters were displayed throughout the town, and Richard offered a £5,000 reward for any information. In 1997, Trevaline Evans was officially declared deceased. During their inquiries, police were notified by witnesses that they had seen Trevaline prior to her disappearance. On Thursday, June 14th at 9:15 a.m, a local housewife noticed Trevaline outside the antique shop conversing with two men, one older and one younger. The following day, the older man was seen with Trevaline again. Witnesses described him as distinguished and impeccably dressed, wearing a navy blue suit and carrying a black briefcase. That evening, a couple driving down Castle Street saw Trevaline standing in the doorway of a cafe, holding a piece of paper. She seemed to be searching for someone, repeatedly stepping in and out of the doorway and glancing down the street, as if expecting to see a familiar face. A sketch artist made an impression of the mysterious man in the suit. However, by 2001, when interest in the case was renewed, it was believed to be inaccurate, and no leads had come from the sketch being circulated around the area. In 2001, the case was reopened in the hopes that new forensic techniques would help investigators in their quest for answers. Rumours of a less than perfect marriage circulated, and allegedly rumours of an affair involving Trevaline were widespread in the local area, including claims that she had been left £10,000 in a man's will. An ex-girlfriend of Trevaline's brother, Philip Davies, named Linda, met with Trevaline 2 days before her disappearance, and later stated that Trevaline's marriage had been troubled, especially after she had received the inheritance. Linda stated to the media, quote, "He was always the same hang-dog expression. His face never changed. He never said to me, 'I don't understand why she's gone away. Is it with somebody else? Has she run away?' He never told me how much he loved her. He never said, 'Oh, Lynn, you don't realise how much I miss her.' Nothing." One witness recalled seeing Richard Evans Sr. at a pub in Llangollen at 2:30 p.m. on the day Trevaline vanished, which formed a cloud of suspicion hanging over Richard. Richard Evans, Trevaline's husband, was arrested. However, he was later released and cleared of any involvement in his wife's disappearance, with several witnesses reporting he was present in Rudlin in both the day and night of June the 16th. Since her unexplained disappearance, there have been reported sightings of her in a remote town in Australia and in London. Interpol also investigated a sighting in France, but none of these international leads led to any conclusive results. In 1992, following a medium's suggestion, the woodland area of World's End near Llangollen was thoroughly searched. The next year, police searched the canal banks with sniffer dogs after a woman reported, quote, "an overwhelming feeling that Trevaline might be found there." Unfortunately, all these leads once again proved fruitless. In 2010, marking the 20th anniversary of her disappearance, the case was reopened. However, it remained unsolved. In September 2011, reports emerged that police were investigating a potential link between Trevaline's disappearance and convicted serial killer Robin Legis. Legis, who was serving a life sentence for the 1994 murders of 3 men, died in 2022. However, by January 2012, police had ruled out any connection between him and Trevaline's case. In 2023, a Channel 4 documentary titled In the Footsteps of Killers proposed a potential link between her disappearance and Christopher Hallowell, the convicted murderer of Sian O'Callaghan and Becky Godden-Edwards. Hallowell was employed as a window fitter in North Wales at the time, and a witness reported seeing him in the town of Llangollen on the day of Trevaline's disappearance. Despite this, the investigation does not appear to be actively pursuing this lead, and the connection remains speculative and unproven. In 2019, brothers Lee and Andrew Sutton contacted police after believing that their camera had traced human remains beneath the floorboards of the Rudlin Golf Club. The brothers claimed that once police investigated the club, beginning an excavation on the 19th of March 2019, the remains had mysteriously disappeared. The brothers filed a complaint with the Independent Office for Police Conduct regarding the police's handling of the search, but it was referred back to the police force and ultimately dismissed. The Sutton brothers stand firm in their conviction about what they witnessed and are reportedly contemplating their next steps. In May of 2022, a chilling and cryptic message appeared on a plaque on a local bench at the hilly area of Pantyfachwyn, a 200-year-old miner's cottage above the seaside town of Prestatyn. The plaque's inscription read, quote, "Justice awaits those responsible for the removal and disposal of Trevaline Evans, in this life or next, from Rudlin Golf Club on 19/3/2019 at noon. May the Lord have mercy upon their soul." Interestingly, the plaque showed similarities to another plaque which had been installed on a bench on the Prestatyn Disarth walkway a year prior. The plaque said, quote, "In memory of Trevaline Evans, vanished 16/6/1990, found Rudlin GC 14/3/2019, removed 19/3/2019, RIP." The date, 19th of March 2019, coincides with the date police began excavating the Rudlin Golf Club, which brought eyes back to the Sutton brothers. However, they deny any involvement with the plaques or a similar sign placed near the Evans' bungalow in Rudlin. The plaques were later removed by the local council. It is unknown who installed or made the plaques and why. It is also not known whether Trevaline had any connections with Prestatyn or Disarth. Trevaline's only son, Richard Evans, passed away from a heart attack in 1999 in his late 30s, and her husband, Richard, died in December 2014 without knowing what happened to Trevaline. Len Davis, Trevaline's brother, told the BBC News, quote, "I cannot say you ever come to terms with it. You accept it. People you speak to have different ideas about what happened with her. Some say she might have just gone off, but I don't believe that at all. I have no idea what happened, but my opinion is that she has been abducted." He further stated to the Shropshire Star, quote, "We have been in a limbo, with no answers as to why Trevaline disappeared. We have to keep in mind that there is always hope. The intensity of those feelings may have lessened over the years, but they are still there." Trevaline's younger brother, Leonard, stated to The Telegraph, quote, "I still think about Trevaline a lot and still miss her very much. I am forever hopeful of finding out what happened." The case of Trevaline Evans remains open, however, it is currently inactive. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Trevaline Evans on the 16th of June 1990, you can contact North Wales Police at north-wales.police.uk. You can call 101 or make a report anonymously to Crime Stoppers at 0800 555 111.